What's going on, everybody? It's Crypto Vision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video, we're going to be checking out Bitcoin, be looking over Bitcoin dominance and some stablecoin dominance. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I appreciate it. So if you notice here, the ascending megaphone was invalidated. It was invalidated after this, liquidation event. It closed below. And so I was like, okay, let's just get rid of that, new idea. We had a feeling it was going to come back down, right? Especially once you cross below, right? So this was your invalidation zone. You crossed above, you were bullish. Down below, now you target lower. Okay, it's just kind of how it works, right? Everything looked good, everything looked bullish, and sadly, we had this event, and so it's all right. We're still making higher lows. This through here, right here, kind of has me worried. This 20 and 50-day EMA, how they're just so close. Typically in these areas, in these spots, you do get large moves. Let's see the last big move to the downside. We had something like this. Like these things they were just buddy old pals, right? Buddy old pals. They're kind of angled up together, so they kind of look neutral right now, if I'm being honest. They kind of just, actually, that looks bearish. They're kind of pointed down. This is kind of pointed down a little bit. So if we do get an event like that, right, you can target some lower prices. We have 110, 109. Those are the first two areas. But after I found this bars pattern from the April lows, right, I found this bars pattern. And it does look pretty similar, right, like what we've done and what we're doing, right? Kind of if you slide it over, right, it does. Like I know there's a little bit more of like a U shape to it. It kind of looks a little bit more towards, right, it's actually from this section right here, right? This is not as pronounced as this, right? This looks a lot cleaner. Almost looks like like we were talking about, like your angled cup and handle, something like that, right? So that's kind of what it looks like. Like if this was angled, it's kind of what it looks like. So, oh, sorry, wrong way. But nonetheless, right? You kind of worked your way up after your correction. You worked your way up. You kind of had like a 5-wave move. Went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or it could, right? This could be like your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then you kind of worked your way up in 5. You have like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you came back down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Took out the low from the previous low. So, right, this low would be in danger. If we are playing this out, this low would be in danger of being taken. Right? So you got right now, what do we have on the chart? You got, if you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right now you have a 1, 2, 3. Right, that's what you got. You got 3 down. Okay? You got 3 down. I will put on some fibs up here, but if we need a 5th down, right, more than likely going to take out. But that's more impulsive than this wave, right? That's more impulsive than this 3. So I'll put some levels up, right? So there's like some similarities and then there's some differences, right? I was just kind of getting an idea of what we could be doing here. Okay, so let's just kind of put this away a little bit. From a low to the high, where are we? Just from a low to the high. You're kind of rejecting that 382. This would now be from the low to the high. This would now be your 114, right? So your 114 area, right? So it's 113,876 now, right? Because you got lower. Okay, you went lower, so now this area you need to close above to even think about getting higher. Close above on a daily. Overall, right? Overall, for us to think about getting out of here, right? It's at 117,875. I don't typically check Bitcoin multiple times a week, so I'm going to leave this on here because I'll forget. Straight up, I will forget. There we go. We got those two levels to the upside. Pardon me. The 786, right? I mean, that is what you'd like to close at. The 786 looks like 110.9, but it just at this point, right? This, if we're playing out this bars pattern and we need a fifth wave to the downside, I think that's going to be taken. I think both of these are going to be taken. Let's check this out though. Let's check this out. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right. So if we have a, your A wave, right? Your 1, 2, 3. So your A, you're on your B wave. Excuse me. All right, your 1272, your 1618, right? Your 1618, you would take out that low at 106. If we're right, things have kind of taken a turn where this correction has looked, it just looks a little bit more aggressive than normal, right? So this, I don't believe this will hold. At least this right here, you have some confluence. Use it as support, so I'll leave that there, and then that there. There you go. Yeah, some areas of support, right? You got areas of support through here. Areas of support, okay? And then let's look at maybe like a bigger picture, right? Do we have any kind of, I'll get rid of this, boom, right there. Okay, you got levels to the downside, and then obviously our targets that we've been waiting for for the next move. So let's see the 8-hour chart. Do we have anything going on the 8-hour chart? Kind of like shoulder, head, shoulder, and then you drop. Is there anything bigger going on? Is there anything bigger? It's kind of an ugly head and shoulder, I guess. Kind of an ugly head and shoulder, honestly, but it'll work. Like a larger head and shoulder. You got like a shoulder, head, shoulder kind of thing going on, right? So a larger head and shoulder pattern. This overall like cup handle kind of pattern as well. All right, so there's some stuff going on right here. Actually, pardon me, I don't even need this anymore because that played out really well. I don't need that anymore. And then this can go to the, I don't need this on the, I don't even need this. All right, so that kind of looks, right? So for us to validate, I mean, that is right at that 116 level. That's kind of where you'd want to, right? Because if you have like your cup, like the lid, that's the lid. You have like your cup. I mean, that is a deep handle, but it still is. It's just, it's like an eve, rounded bottom, and you're cupping into resistance. That's what you want to do. You don't want to cup down into support. You don't want to do, you don't want to do this. Boom, boom, boom. Because then in the end, you get one of these. All right, then you get one of those. Okay, so you want to be cupping up. Right, that's what you want to be doing. You want to be, cupping up, like that. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Right, so we need to get something like that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for Bitcoin, at least on the 8-hour. I like 8-hour for patterns because you get a little bit more candles than the daily. It's kind of just the in between, a little bit more than the daily, more than the 12-hour. So you can see like patterns. And then less than the 4-hour. The 4-hour kind of gets crazy. So, but this does look nice. But for us, I mean, you already see the resistance right there. Look at that resistance right there, 116. Right. So that's kind of this looked like, right? This looked like it was something like this. And then, oh look, we're breaking out. Right. Looks like a cup and handle, right? Cup, handle. Market makers are tricky, ladies and gentlemen. Market makers are tricky, right? They'll show one thing and. Right, they don't. That's not the intention. So, right. So, I do think this is playing out. This is the bigger one. It's still the same. It's still the same area. It's just delayed. It just you're just baiting longs right here. Like a bunch of people probably went long right there. Like, oh, we're breaking out. Psych. All right. Same concept. Okay. So if that is the case, I mean, okay, if that is the case, if this is the case, right? If this is a case to be made, you cannot come down to this 109. This has to be your low, right? I mean, you definitely can't come down to the 106 because that's no longer, I mean, that's like a W. Then you'd have like a massive W pattern, right? You'd have a massive W. You would have, yeah, I mean, that can't be, no, you can't come down here and it be a cup and handle. Like, this is as low as you can go. Like, this is probably around the 50% extension. Just below, it's like that 618. Yeah, you can't be getting below that 618. Like closing, nah. I mean, even a wick. Like, I'm pretty lenient with crypto and wicks and invalidating patterns just because it's so volatile and there's so much leverage. So a lot of markets are unstable. But I mean, look at this. You got it just doesn't look like it's done because the 20s like look postured to cross down below the 1. It just doesn't look done, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know about this pattern. Everything looks like you want to come back down like through here. At least through here. At least through there. At least. All right. So we'll be tracking that. It looks bearish. It looks bearish. All right. This is crossing down below as we're kind of, overextended on a 4-hour. Right, I mean, how many candles do we have in a row? What? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 candles in a row. 4 candles in a row, something like this. 4 candles in a row, then you slam down. All right. I mean, you did have a bunch up here, and you kind of got out of there. But that's a V shape. That's a V shape. We haven't experienced that. Not yet. Not yet. I mean, that would be nice, to get the heck out of here. So let me throw in some. What you doing right there? Get out of here, man. Let me throw something on here just to see, because I mean, yeah, this looks. I mean, it's either way, right? Because you can get something big where you're up through here now. Whoa, what is that? No, I don't need bars pattern. You can get something like this, right, where your 20 crosses above every single EMA. Right, because now it's going to cross above the 200, the 1, and the 50, right? And now with this 50 crossing down below, right, now you get the opportunity for the 50 to cross right back above. Well, let's just put like a little, let's go on the 2-hour. Yeah, like this just looks doesn't look like it wants to, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like that. I mean, you can't do that, but that's kind of drastic, right? That's kind of drastic. Something like that, right? Something like that. Right, just an idea. It's just an idea, just to kind of track. A lot of these freaking things have just been destroyed, but on the smaller cryptos, it's been working. Just doing these little, right? Just tracking everything. The Fu Manchu, I haven't even looked at the Fu Manchu. It's been, I've been talked to a subscriber about the Fu Manchu. Everyone knows how I feel about the Fu Manchu. It's great. It's been great, but it has been misleading a lot of the times, right? We do have a cross right through here. So the correction could be close to getting done. We still have momentum, right? We're angled, we're bullishly postured with the possibility of rejecting. So we'll see how we interact with this RSI, right? The moving average on the RSI. We have a red dot on the daily, right? But that was over back through here. All right, so we'll see how we do with that. The 4-hour, it's kind of rounding. The RSI is rounding. We've already touched the top. This looks like it wants to correct, right? It kind of looks like this, honestly. But we didn't even get to touch through up here. So it's like you're already up through here without momentum, right? Let's try to find something without any momentum, like a move without any momentum. Kind of like this, right? You kind of came up, without any momentum, then slam down, right? That's kind of what it looks like, right? You got no momentum, got nothing up through here. Your stochastic's already up through here. All right, your RSI, I mean, I can draw something on the RSI real quick. What is this one from? This is on the daily. All right, the 4 hour, I mean, are we making a high? Are we getting out? Nope, not yet. So I think we're about to reject right now in the next, I think after this candle, right, especially on the 2 hour, yeah, especially after, I think in an hour, within an hour and 36 minutes, this looks like it wants to slam down. That's what it looks like, right? You never know with freaking crypto. We're right at the 50 though, or right at the 50, right? I mean, so we'll see. We're getting above the 50, we'll see. So we do have our level for us to even think about higher levels. I don't know why this is up here. For us to even think about higher levels, we got to get above 113,849 and close above it. Close above it on the daily, right? I don't care about the freaking 2 hour. The 2 hours, whatever. So that's Bitcoin for you. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. These are just ideas. So please do your own research. Have a plan before you invest. I appreciate that. So stablecoin dominance. Hey, if you're new to the channel, stablecoin dominance is the bane of my existence, right? It is why I can't sleep at night. Not just plain, but overall, it is pretty annoying to deal with, right? I mean, right, we've been tracking this. I've been tracking this for months, right? It's kind of been where I enter at. I usually enter at areas of resistance for stablecoin dominance. Not even technically where, I mean, I'll go look at a chart that I'm interested in, and if it's at, you know, fair value, I'll enter. But like through here, like if we get up to here, I'm entering. I'm gonna be buying a lot of whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, because you know the last time we were up through here, right, and we felt it's gonna be heavy resistance. But yeah, we've broken through every single level. We've used levels as previous resistance as support, like right here. Came right down to the 637 that we have marked right through here. I mean, we're pretty much sitting at the 637. If you don't know the 637, as you can see, right, we used it as like area of interest all through here, all through here. I mean, you can just keep going back and just back. All right, you got above it, you're bullish, right? You got below it, kind of bearish. All right, same concept up through here. Use it as support. Through here, this is the November move, right? Once you kind of crash down below it, right? You did have an initial drop, and then you tried to work your way like up above it, and then once you rejected, you were finally done. So this is the inverse chart as stablecoin dominance decreases, right? Crypto increases. And so I know all the headlines you read about, you know, stablecoin dominance, USDC, USDT, it's not good. It's not good for crypto in reality. It's really not. It's really not. It weakens the amount of money in crypto. So a lot of people will move, you know, they'll take profits and they'll move it into USDT, USDC, especially whales, hedge funds. It's kind of like it's the boring version of crypto that kind of just brings everything down, right? To make it more mainstay, especially when they say, you know, corporations are investing, institutions are investing. Yeah, they're investing, but you know, they take their 10% gains and they sell, right? And they start to short, right? They're not holding like retail. They're not holding like us, right? They're trading daily. And so when stablecoin dominance is on the rise, everything gets shredded, right? We crossed above the 50. We're aiming to cross above the 100. I mean, it looks, and we were talking about this the other day. This looks bullish. I was talking about this chart and I was saying it looks bullish. We're on the 4 hour, right? We're on the 4 hour, and we were tracking this right here before it broke out. I was like, man, this looks bullish. This looks bullish. Looks like you're flagging out. And sure enough, this thing just decimated us. Right now, you kind of look like you're like in a B, C, some kind of like running flat pattern, something like that. I mean, we have levels to get down below. You get down below the 637, and then reject. Then we're good, right? But until then, I mean, we've come up to the 618, right? So you got a 1. I mean, realistically, you got like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you could have a 1, 2, right? One or 1, 2. That would be terrible. 3, 4, and then you got to come up and get 5. So I think this thing is almost done. And if we invert this on the daily, right? We invert it on the daily, or maybe it's on the 4-hour. No, it's on the daily. No, it's on the 4-hour. It is on the 4-hour. I believe it's on the 4-hour. Yeah, it's on the 4-hour. Is it on the 4-hour? Man, I'm tripping. Either way, this does look like an M pattern. I think it was on the 4-hour, right? Like an overall M. Okay. And you're kind of cupping back down into resistance, right? Into support or whatever. And then you can go up, right? So that's what it kind of looks like. Right. If we're thinking about, you know, higher prices, right? We've already extended. We've already come down. This thing looks, right? That looks. I mean, it looks good, but overall, like, we got to make a decision. We got to make a decision with this. So we have the levels, the 662, 637. We need to get below. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more. I appreciate you stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Peace.